What's going on, guys? I'm Encore. This is Tomorrow Never Comes. And today I thought we'd go through one of my favorite sources for news, entertainment definitely, and surprisingly, networking and connections. You guys may be surprised when I tell you what platform, what platform this is that I engage with for all of these things, and this is a platform that I would never ever use. I think I signed up probably in 2016, somewhere in there, and never touched it ever. And the platform, I know, has a lot of negativity around it, definitely, and I see that, and I'm a part of it in terms of I've been on some of the receiving end of it as well. Nothing too heavy, but I see it, and I see it on different people as well. And if you haven't guessed already what platform that is Twitter. All right. And it's so funny for me to say that because I was probably the most social media guy, right? Like, even if I'm on there, I don't participate. I don't really engage much or share my thoughts, but I also didn't make YouTube videos either. So things change, right? So I actually do enjoy Twitter because you get direct information. You get information first. You get raw, authentic information, provided you know how to sift through some of it, obviously. And you get to interact with individuals directly, or hopefully, directly. You never know who's on the other end of it. But the best part is, it's kind of funny, actually. As you get older now, it's kind of going back into your high school days. You get likes, retweets, or like someone spoke highly of you or thought highly of what you said. It's a very interesting dynamic. But having said all of that, that doesn't take away from the fact that there's some viable information, some amazing individuals on there. And it's a great community when you sift out the bots and the scammers and whatnot. I mean, that goes with any community, but pretty prevalent in Twitter, right? Like, I'm going to get hit up pretty much every day by someone who has almost the identical handle of, someone prominent in the space, but they might change a letter here or put an underscore here. So it's quite fascinating. I've actually engaged with 2 or 3 of them and had no idea they were scammers. But it was just more conversation. They were I knew where they were going with it eventually, but I was just having fun with them and talking to them. So it's kind of funny how that works out. But let's get into it here. I want to go over, and honestly, I have no idea what's going to pop up on here. So I want to see what information we get. And if you don't follow me, it's Tomorrow Never Comes. So right down in this bottom left here. Okay, Tomorrow Never Comes. All right, so let's see what we got here. And for those who know me, Twitter is like made specifically for me. I am that individual, one who has a lot of opinions, maybe too many, never afraid to share them. I also like, quick 1-2-liners, send a GIF. I call them GIFs. I know other people say GIFs, but I'll never get to saying that. And then get out, right? And in between all of that, a little bit of humor is, some good content. So let's see what we got here. So here's one of the biggest things. For any NFT lovers or people who are interested in NFTs, and I mean real interest, and it could be interest for flipping the NFT, for keeping it long term, or it's just an interest of yours, okay? Or you're curious about it. One of the biggest things with NFTs there's a lot of things under the hood, but community really drives the project. And I'll say that goes pretty much for, anything, even in the real world, quote unquote real world, with the companies that we have, public companies. If you have customers, a community of customers, they're going to become your loyal customers, your loyal fans, and they will buy or participate however you need for your business to run. So no different here, but in the crypto space, community is that much more magnified. So yes, those are the projects that run that need it, but in the NFT space, it is literally the sole driver of will that project have a chance of doing well or not. Okay, so why Twitter is important? It's one of the places. It's one of the best places to go to see if the community is alive, if their engagement, who's the actual projects, are they following anybody, are prominent people following the project, all that. And I've mentioned that before in some other NFT videos. So, it's a really good thing. It gives you, updates on when things are going to drop. So, for example, here, Mint Live now, it kind of tells you that, okay, you can go ahead and do it. But as we go through here, listen, I've got a lot of valuable knowledge through some of the people I follow. And I definitely don't follow enough people. So let's see what's going on here. Yeah, even listen, sometimes in a bear market, comments like this from people who, if you follow them for a while, you understand that they've been in the space for a while. Comments like that, like Bitcoin is the best money in human history and it's not even close. Soon, many will understand this. So if you are someone who is interested or are in the space and people around you are not, it becomes a pretty lonely place, right? I have a video that says, are you the three-headed monster at the table or something like that, or in the room? And that's literally what people look at you like when you start to speak about crypto, Bitcoin, anything blockchain related, and NFTs especially. And so it's a nice place to be, to get reassurance is the word that comes to mind, right? But it's a comforting thought when people who've been in the space longer. If I look at Mike Alfred, I'm not too familiar with. Oh yeah, okay. So look, he's an investor. He's on the board of certain things. He's been a CEO of certain companies, and he's got a pretty heavy following. Okay, so for a guy, and he's been in the space, well, at least on Twitter anyway, from 2009. So he's been around for a while. Okay, and he's been in the game for a while. And so when someone of that stature says something to this effect, there is, I'm not going to lie, there is that comfort. Like, you know what? I'm in the right place. What I understand of this space is not strange. It's not weird. It's not out there. It's not an outlier. It's literally, this is what we all think because we've done the research. So it's good to see. All right. And that you get this, if Bitcoin is freedom, fiat is slavery. A lot of stuff is just, it's just people's thoughts. Really, that's what Twitter is, right? So Scott Melker, he's a professional trader here. He calls himself the Wolf of All Streets. Very funny stuff. Very, very knowledgeable individual, and says some good things in there, but he always mixes it in with some humor. So I do like that. Okay, so look, strong rumors are circulating that Apple are set to announce a 1.5 billion Bitcoin purchase. So look, this is by no means written in stone or anything like that. But the very fact that there are such rumors, if this breaks, this is where you hear it first, for the most part. All right. And if we look at this individual again, wow, look at this. Almost 410,000 followers. So in this space, it carries a lot of weight. All right. So he's been a CEO and a founder and all kinds of good stuff here. And then you just look through their engagement, right? We look through their engagement and we just kind of see his humor mixed in, but it's actually, it's in a real person with, it's a real person that's constantly engaged. So I like to see that. All right. But what else we got here? And okay, so news broke today that Elon Musk acquired 9.2% stake in Twitter. So that's a pretty big deal, right? He's the largest stakeholder in Twitter. So she's kind of commenting on that. He's messaged right back, right? So it's kind of interesting how much his role is going to play now in Twitter, how active he will be, more or less or the same. You got your followers here that continue to tell you that, hey, look, the price may move up and down. The price may move up and down, but I remain bullish for long term. Okay? Look, there's a massive orange tsunami, so meaning Bitcoin, approaching the global financial system, and virtually nobody is ready. All right? So all kinds of stuff on here that's pretty good. Like I said, you do get some bad stuff on there. People replying in the thread, saying some stuff, commenting. That's going to be the case no matter what community you're in. All right, but it's listen, why I like this so much, aside from the fact you can get valuable information, and the reassurance and all that good stuff is it's lighthearted. These people who've been in the space are no longer stressing about price action. And for any newbies that are coming in the space or thinking of coming in the space, when you have solid people you're following or part of a solid community, it just keeps you level-headed, right? You're not worried about the fluctuations as much. When you're first going through it, 100%, it's going to hit you hard, the highs and the lows, right? But after a while, you start to get a little bit more used to it. It's a little bit more even keel. And then you get yourself part of a community that's been there even longer than you have and really calms things down. Okay, so again, the community is everything. All right, so there's so much stuff on here. All right, now there's a big Bitcoin Miami conference coming up this weekend, so you can kind of see who's going and what the buzz is of going into it and all kinds of good stuff, right? So again, it's just a community, and it's really great to see. Now, a lot of the buzz today is about the whole Elon Musk news, but look right here. We're getting some news here. Vietnam is creating a framework for legalizing Bitcoin. All right. You get news like that. And you get other news before about Brazil and other individual news like that. Now, obviously, you have to do your own research. You cannot just look at a thread or a post or a tweet, I should say, and just say, okay, that's written in stone, no matter how influential the person you're following is. All right. But you'll get all kinds of things, NFT updates, everything. And there's some things in here people write that just goes right over my head. I'm not going to lie, right? They go so in depth on the technicals and on the economic layers that it's great because it makes me dig into what they're saying. And then I have to figure stuff out. So, there was a tweet here. I can't find it here, but it was going over energy consumption. Okay, and how they had a list or a chart actually that was showing how much energy is consumed by certain things. So Bitcoin was one, clothes dryer was another, the aviation industry, the financial system, all that. And so Bitcoin was like way down here, super, super tiny, really small. And actually clothes dryers was much more than any Bitcoin mining overall. So, it makes things interesting because I don't hear anybody trying to ban clothes dryers, right? That sounds ridiculous, but that's exactly what they say about energy consumption, about Bitcoin mining. So you get a lot of stuff that you can zoom out on and really pay attention to. So this is one of my go-tos. I love it. And look, at the end of the day, if you build influence, and at the end of the day, the way for any one of us to get more embedded in the community is to be active. And the best place to be active right now in my mind is Twitter. Now there is TikTok as well, but again, that you're just making videos or little snippets and people are commenting, great. But here I feel there is almost, seems like at times, a one-on-one interaction. Yeah, you can do the DMs, but even if you don't do direct messaging, right? People will start to follow what you say. They will respond to what you say. And you kind of build up cohesion that way. And what's great is that there are people who disagree. Some tactfully, some not so much. But you can have that discourse. And you can learn from threads that maybe don't agree on each other. Or about the things that they're speaking about. So, look, it's one of the things that I enjoy. I wanted to highlight this today because I was very similar as maybe some of you, where I said social media, I got nothing to do with it. I don't want anything to do with it. It's a bunch of waste of time. But it's not. It really isn't. And today, even more so than before, social media is really the place to be to gain a network and to be part of the information process. Again, there are a lot of things in there that I would like to cut out. Imitators, scammers, people who troll, and just nasty information that's either misinformation or purposely given to you as bad information. But you have to do your own research for everything, so it doesn't really matter to me. All right, so guys, today I just wanted to share that with you just on my feed. The feed will get bigger or more involved. My feed will get more involved as I go on, as I follow more and more people. And I think that's something I'm learning too, is that you want to follow as many people as you can, right? One, it's good for them that you're following them, but two, you get more exposure to different thoughts, different ideas, and building your community out. So I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of the Twitter feed today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, tomorrow never comes. Let's get in the game. See you guys in the next one.